Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Lin Bao, official data from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, shows that the cumulative number of confirmed Ebola cases in the country has risen to 1,759, with the death toll reaching 600. The DRC government released a report stating that within a recent 24-hour period, the country recorded 51 new confirmed cases and 20 additional deaths. To combat the worsening outbreak, the country's Ministry of Health announced that a clinical trial has been launched at an Ebola treatment center in Ituri province, the epicenter of the epidemic. According to the World Health Organization, this clinical trial will evaluate the efficacy of potential treatment methods. Specifically, researchers will study the effects of the monoclonal antibody MBP 134 and the antiviral drug remdesivir, assessing their performance both as individual treatments and in combination. Dat Lubblers. This trial marks a critical step forward in addressing the severe health crisis in the region. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announced on Wednesday that her government intends to pursue legal action following the death of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, a Mexican national fatally shot by a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agent in Houston. Speaking at a press conference at the National Palace, President Sheinbaum expressed strong indignation regarding the incident, which occurred while the victim was commuting to work. She stated that her administration aims to move beyond standard diplomatic protests, emphasizing that the country can no longer tolerate the mistreatment of its citizens in the United States. According to the president, legal efforts are a top priority to protect the safety, rights, and dignity of Mexican migrants. This development follows a previous class action lawsuit filed by Mexico in March against ICE regarding the death of another migrant. Xinhunet reports that the government is seeking concrete measures to ensure accountability and prevent further tragedies involving Mexican nationals abroad. According to a report by the Epoch Times, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky attended the NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, where he announced 3 new drone deals with Denmark, Estonia, and the Netherlands. These agreements focus on joint production, expert exchange, and security cooperation to counter Russian aerial threats. Zelensky highlighted Ukraine's highly mature drone industry, noting that Canada, Finland, Germany, and Norway are also preparing to join the initiative, bringing the total number of such agreements to 9. In his address, Zelensky also stressed Ukraine's urgent need for air defense capabilities, pointing out that current U.S. Patriot missile production is insufficient to counter Russian airstrikes. He called on allies to help establish dedicated anti-ballistic missile and defense production lines in Ukraine and Europe. Zelensky also revealed that Kyiv is actively negotiating licenses to produce Patriot systems domestically to provide more air defense options. Additionally, he met with several key NATO leaders to secure support for the priority Ukraine requirements list. Birisizmi, Metal Amitradia priority military equipment to Ukraine. According to a report by Thai Sounds, US Ambassador to the United Kingdom Warren Stevens submitted a formal statement to the International Maritime Organization (IMO) Council, accusing China of systematically controlling critical global port facilities and using them as tools for political coercion. The statement highlighted China's aggressive strategies in securing port concessions and dominating global shipbuilding, crane, and container manufacturing, arguing that these actions serve strategic rather than purely commercial interests. Stevens specifically cited Panama as an example, noting that after Panama Supreme Court ruled a Chinese company's port concession unconstitutional, China retaliated by targeting Panama-flagged vessels. This, the U.S. argues, directly undermines Panamanian sovereignty and threatens global supply chains. U.S. media analyses suggest that this diplomatic move aligns with President Donald Trump's broader maritime strategy. This includes addressing maritime security in the Strait of Hormuz and countering Russian and Chinese naval presence in the Arctic, specifically pressuring NATO and Denmark regarding control over Greenland. Stevens emphasized that the United States is reclaiming its leadership role in maritime affairs as a national priority. According to Yonhap News Agency, North Korea has strongly criticized the deepening military cooperation between South Korea and Japan, labeling it a foolish act of courting self-destruction. In a commentary published by the state-run Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, Kang Chol-soo, a section chief at North Korea's Institute of Enemy State Studies, warned that the security alignment would fail to weaken the North's nuclear deterrence capabilities. Kang highlighted recent defense ministerial talks between Seoul and Tokyo, along with joint military interactions such as South Korean fighter jets refueling at a Japanese airbase, as developments that should not be overlooked. He argued that the closer security ties are paving the way for a logistics support agreement to exchange ammunition during contingencies. North Korea insisted that such trilateral security cooperation among the United States, South Korea, and Japan only serves to justify its own nuclear ambitions, asserting that building up its nuclear force is the only viable path to defending peace and security on the Korean Peninsula. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.